Hey, and thanks for joining Sprouts for our online crash course in desserts. I'm Karen Rogers and I'm the founder and director of Sprouts Cooking Club, a nonprofit that teaches kids and young adults from all backgrounds how to cook with real ingredients, right alongside real chefs, right inside real restaurants. If you want to get more into cooking, baking is the best way to start. There are no knives to deal with, you don't have to chop any onions or garlic, and quite frankly, it's hard to go wrong with butter and sugar. Plus, I have to admit, one of the reasons I started out with baking is because I had a huge sweet tooth when I was a kid, but my mom wouldn't let us have sweets at the house unless we made it ourselves. The rule was, if you can make it, you can eat it. The recipe we're learning today isn't actually something I made when I was a kid. I learned it while I was working at a restaurant in Paris. It was my absolute favorite dessert on the menu, and after a few months, I convinced the chef to show me how to make his secret recipe. So today I asked my friend Thunder to come out and help us with the recipe. Thunder is a graduated apprentice from our chef and training program that we run in San Francisco and in Oakland. I'll let you explain a little more.
My pleasure. Basically, the Sprouts program is a program that helps kids and young adults like myself who haven't had it easy in life team up with hotshot chefs around the Bay Area in order to gain skills that will help you thrive in the professional kitchen. I myself was hired on full-time by my mentor chef.
I figured since he's working full-time at a restaurant that he'd be the perfect helper for today's recipe. So Thunder, today we're going to be making a...
Moelleux chocolat?
Not too bad. A moelleux au chocolat.
Moelleux chocolat.
And I promise, saying the name is the hardest part of the recipe.
Hope so.
Basically, it's a flourless, molten chocolate cake. It's a classic French dessert that you'll find in most restaurants in France. Let's get started?
Let's do it.
Okay, so today we're gonna use 1 cup lightly salted butter, 1 cup brown sugar, 1 cup dark chocolate, 2 tablespoons unsweetened cocoa powder, 8 eggs, 2 vanilla beans, and at the end, a little bit of powdered sugar. The first step is melting the butter and the chocolate. We're gonna do that on a double boiler. I don't have a double boiler, most people don't. I just used a pot and a bowl. Threw some water in there, brought the water to a boil, and the steam from the boiling water is actually going to melt the chocolate with the butter. Throw it in. So while this is melting, we're gonna push it to the side and start step 2. So we're gonna be separating the egg whites from the egg yolks. And we're doing that with a 4-bowl strategy. Taking an egg, cracking it in. Egg shell goes in this one, push it aside a little bit. Then we're going to put our hands in and gently pick up the egg yolk. These are really fresh eggs, so it means that separating the egg yolk from the egg white is even harder. We're gonna shake it around a little bit, kind of pinch it off. Egg yolk goes in here, egg white goes in here, and then we have our empty bowl and we can start the process again. While Thunder is separating the egg yolks from the egg whites, I'm gonna take a look at the butter mixture. The chocolate and the butter are melted and well mixed. We're ready to take it off the heat and cool it down so we can add the other ingredients. Thunder rocked separating the egg yolks from the egg whites, so we're ready for step 3, whipping the egg whites. So since Thunder is a little bit more muscular than I am, I'm gonna let him do this part. He's gonna tilt the bowl, take the whisk, and basically he's gonna add air to the egg whites. The only objective we have right now is to whip the egg whites until they form stiff peaks. So while Thunder is working on whipping the egg whites, I'm gonna focus on the chocolate butter mixture. First thing we're gonna do is add the egg yolks. It's super important that the mixture has cooled before I do this, because if not, it's gonna cook the egg yolks, and that is not what we want. We're gonna add the sugar, not too much because there's already sweetness in the chocolate. And lastly, for an extra chocolatey boost, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of the unsweetened cocoa powder. All we have to do is mix and incorporate this right into the chocolate butter deliciousness. This is my absolute favorite ingredient. It is going to add so much flavor to our recipe. Here we're gonna open up the vanilla pod, just like that, and we're gonna spread it out. I'm gonna scrape it with the back end of my knife. Can you see that right there? That is a bomb of flavor. We're gonna add that right into our chocolate mixture. And we're gonna do that twice. So the next step is kind of like playing musical chairs, except for with bowls. As you can see, Thunder did a great job whipping a ton of air into those egg whites. Now we're gonna take the egg whites and we're gonna throw them in that bowl. And we're gonna take this bowl and we're gonna throw it in the big bowl. So I'm gonna transfer that in. The next step gets a little tricky. There's a key to it. It's called folding. So folding the egg whites into the chocolate mixture is kind of difficult because we want to incorporate and mix it without losing any of the air. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna take the egg whites, we're gonna throw them in here, and I'm gonna start from the side with my spatula, and I'm gonna work from the side to the bottom to the top. From the side to the bottom to the top. And you can see that slowly, little by little, the chocolate mixture is gonna start incorporating with the white mixture, and we're gonna get a beautiful flavor and a beautiful color, and we're gonna keep all that volume and all that air from the egg whites. Looks like we're done, Thunder. It's evenly spread. I don't see any lumps. We're going to get this in here and throw it in the oven at 350. The key is at 15 minutes, we have what I call the perfect paradox, wobbly and firm at the same time. If it's too wobbly, it's undercooked. If it's too firm, we overcooked it. Notice that we left a little bit of room on the side because while this is cooking, it's going to rise up. We wanted to leave a little room. All right, let's take it to the oven. So we're at the very last step. All we have to do is add a little bit of powdered sugar because it looks pretty, and then we can eat.
My favorite part.
Mine too.